What's up? Alright, so in this video I will be talking about the time that me and my friend had a telepathy experience on Mescaline, or so at least we think we did. Now, the simplest way for me to describe telepathy in this experience is me and my friend communicated without using words or body language. And psychedelics are an extremely powerful tool to expand your consciousness and open up your mind to new ideas and perspectives, so that's why I wouldn't really write this experience off as just us being high. But we can never really know for sure. So, before I start the video, let me start off by saying that I am a recovering addict. I've got 5 months of sobriety right now, and YouTube has been an outlet that has helped to keep me clean and sober. So, with all of that being said, here is what happened. So this took place back in 2014. I was in an outpatient rehab program at the time, and I was forced to attend. This wasn't by choice. So I actually had to go to that class at like 3 p.m. that day, so me and my friend made plans to wake up super early in the morning. At like 5 in the morning, I'd go pick him up as soon as my mom had left for work. I'd bring him to my place, and then we would take our mescaline. So we do just that. I pick him up, bring him back to my place. It's about 5:30 in the morning, so I figured I had about 9 hours to trip before I had to go to my class. I felt like that'd be more than enough time. So at about 6 o'clock, after we had prepped ourselves, we poured out our mescaline and we snorted it. Now, I mentioned in my last mescaline video that snorting it is extremely painful, and you're basically tripping right away, and it makes the experience a lot more intense, and it's just so much better once the pain, goes away. But I would not recommend it. Anyways, we snort our lines, and the intense pain sets in as usual, and we're already tripping, and I went to my kitchen, and I ran my tongue under the sink for like 25 minutes because I felt like that was the only thing that was keeping me from throwing up. And I'm not really sure where my friend went, but this was pretty normal for us on a mescaline come up. We would kind of go do our own thing and just do whatever it took to get past the come up. So after about 25 minutes of running my tongue under the sink, I went to my dining room, sat at the table, and just had my head in my arms, and my eyes were closed, and I remember I was seeing this like black and white kind of spiral moving really fast, and it was like in the corner of my vision. So I heard my friend come up behind me, and we're a little bit more calm at this point, and so we decided to go out back and smoke a cigarette. So we get out back, light up our smokes, and we're just watching the backyard go crazy. I said in my last mescaline video that the visuals on mescaline are so intense, and it's like everything is in a constant, fast-paced dancing motion. I remember looking up at the dimly lit sky as it was getting brighter and brighter outside, and I was watching the clouds just go crazy, like doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And we tripped in the backyard for like an hour. And eventually we headed back inside, went to my room, just turned on some trippy videos and music, and just chilled out for a bit. Nothing really significant happened for a couple hours. We just kind of tripped out and just watched my room go super crazy and watched all these trippy psychedelic videos. So at about 11 o'clock, maids came to clean our house, and so while they were there cleaning the house, me and my friend went outside to the front porch, and we just sat out there until they were done. So we're sitting there on the front porch, and I turned some music on from my phone, and I had it on Pandora, and I set it to Ratatat radio. So we're sitting there watching the street and the houses and the sky, and everything that we could see was just dancing to the rhythm of the music. And the song Lex by Ratatat came on, and this was our first time ever hearing it. So I remember that I thought something, and my friend turned to me, and he looked at me with this crazy shocked look on his face, and he was like, "What did you just say?" And it wasn't a crazy thought or anything, it was just something completely random, and I had no idea what he was talking about. I thought he was just tripping. And I heard him say, "Can you hear me?" And I responded out loud, "Yeah, I can hear you." And he went crazy, because I thought that he had asked that question out loud, and his mind was so blown, and he was laughing like a crazy person from how mind blown he was, and I still had no idea what the hell was going on. Then it kind of hit me, and I thought, wait, can you hear me? And he turned to me with this big ass smile on his face, and he just nods. He's like, that was my new cat, by the way. So now, of course, I'm mind blown, and I'm laughing like a crazy person too, because you don't usually think that stuff like this is possible in our daily mundane world. So yeah, our minds were very blown from what was happening, and we kept having like little back and forth small talk the whole time, and we would do little tests on each other to make sure that we weren't just going crazy. Like, cough once if you can actually hear me, and then I would cough once, and then he would ask, "Is this actually happening?" And then I would just smile and nod. So when I closed my eyes, I saw this very abstract room, and I saw these red and blue tubes, and they were just doing all kinds of trippy shit, and then they would eventually hook themselves up to this colorful ass brain, and sparks would fly off as soon as it hooked up to them, and then they started coming towards me, and then they go to my brain. It was so fucking weird. It was trippy as fuck. So I opened my eyes and I told my friend what I had just seen, and he's like, damn bro, that's fucking crazy, man. And he was tripping out on how this is even possible, and so was I. So the maids had brought out trash bags, and we went ahead and took the trash bags to the dumpster around the house. And as we're walking, we're talking about what just happened and if it actually did just happen. And we felt like the yin and the yang, because we were very different from each other, but we were like the best of friends, and we still are to this day. And funny enough, after that experience, it became kind of a normal thing every time we would trip on a psychedelic together. Even on acid, we would have like these small telepathy experiences every time, and we just understood each other on a much deeper level from that point on, and we just became a lot more connected, and that's why he's my brother and always will be. So I remember that the maids had left, and so we went back to my room, and we're sitting there and we're trying to find that song that was playing during the time, and because I didn't see what the name of the song was when it was playing, but I knew that it was Ratatat. So I'm searching through all the albums, just trying to find that song, and I eventually do find it, and we jammed out to that song on repeat for like 15 minutes. And I called up our other friend, and I told him what we had just experienced, and of course, you know, he didn't believe me. You know, he just thought that we were high, and then my friend was like, dude, there's just no way that he would understand. And I was like, true. And it was just a very interesting experience, and it definitely opened up our mind to new ideas and possibilities. And like I said, it kind of changed how we tripped from that point on. Like, telepathy became kind of a norm for us both on psychedelics, at higher doses usually, but still. And you know, it really makes you think, like, there's certain ways that we grow up to believe certain things are not possible, and you know, we have absolutely no idea what's possible. I mean, there's so much more to it. It's hard to understand the complexity of the mind. I mean, psychedelics can really open up your mind to all kinds of new things and ideas. But anyways, it was a beautiful experience. I also mentioned that I had to go to rehab later that day to the class. So about when 2 o'clock rolled around, I dropped my friend off at his grandma's place, and then I drove to the rehab place, which was like one town over. Please don't drive while you're intoxicated. I did come down for the most part, but it was still I had some minor visuals, but nothing crazy anymore. Like, I remember being in the class, and the person who like ran the group was sitting on this stool, and she was swinging her foot back and forth, and I remember just my eyes were fixed on that the whole time because I was just watching the trails come off of her foot. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I had light visuals throughout the rest of the day, but it was a good day, and I learned a lot, and I became a lot closer with my friend, and it was good. Anyways, that is my mescaline story, and if you made it this far, it seriously means a lot to me. If you enjoyed the story, please leave a like, a comment, telling me about your experiences, what you thought about this experience, or just tell me how your day is going. Also, subscribe to the channel if you'd like. I plan to do more stories, and eventually, hopefully, I will be able to do more than just stories. One last thing, if you are an addict and you're just looking for some support or someone to talk to or relate with, please feel free to add me on Discord. I will have my information down in the description, and you can just hit me up anytime. Thank you guys again, though, so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.